We're all sitting here with a half a mana bar, boys.
Party rockin', as some would say.
I made a horrible nightmare.
But a fascinating question nonetheless.
You guys want to watch Limitless sometime?
You guys want to do this?
I have an answer, and it's so good and dumb.
Time to get math blasted.
Zoom is not a gentle lover, and you know that.
I also was trying to think of a boat horn joke.
What if Zoom just wants to give you soft kisses?
My note of Weezer song name puns.
I'm good for this slop.
I popped in. It's such a weird time.
I feel like we've done that already.
The time wasn't is, it was when.
Let's do this. All right, here we go.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and how the U.S. has been eliminated from the World Cup. And I think that's probably a good thing because I don't think we should be allowed to participate in an event that everybody else calls something different. I just don't think if we can't play in a football tournament, if we still call it soccer, that feels unfair.
We can also not participate in temperature and measurement.
Yes, for sure. If there are competitive temperature people out there.
Do you think anyone from the United States is going to compete in a competition globally called temperature or measurement?
No, that's Sean Paul's got that locked up. I also have never been to an LGS for Elder Dragon Highlander night, only Commander night. So there you go.
Ouch, Matt. Stab me. I have
Well,
been.
that's a different
I have been to
game.
Elder Dragon Highlander night at my LGS. It
Sorry,
just was 20 years ago.
I didn't mean to do that to you. Hey,
You can't say
anyway,
they're the same game, Andrew. Have you seen them in the same room at the same time?
I actually, in my head, Matt said Canadian Highlander, which is a different game.
It is a different
Canadian
game.
Highlander.
I want to
Yeah.
What is that?
scrap whatever
Commander,
else
but
we're
you wear
talking
blue
about.
jeans the whole time.
No, it's Canadian Commander.
Hey,
It's like a thing.
It is a thing. I forget why. What is different
It's
about it.
it's a point system. Anyway, we'll talk about it in the post.
yeah,
Shift
I
way
don't want
nicer
to know.
to each
Anyway,
other.
back to the episode. Recently, PlayStation announced that they would cease production of game discs in 2028. That means their games will no longer exist as physical media and will only be available as digital downloads. As surprising as this may be,
Boo.
It's not
it
surprising.
sucks.
Yeah.
This super sucks. This sucks shit.
Well, welcome to America. Everything's going to get worse, and you're going to be told you have to love it.
As surprising as that may be, it actually follows the industry trend. For nearly 2 decades, game publishers have been cutting back on how much stuff comes with a video game. The disc is just the latest casualty to be added to the list with demos, magazine subscription signups, posters, and, of course, instruction manuals.
You used to buy a game, and that gel case was heavy.
Yeah, man.
And you knew that meant the game had content.
I genuinely miss instruction booklets. I
So much,
as a
man.
child read. I like the most fun about opening a new game was taking that little instruction booklet out of the box and taking it to poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I used to do a thing where when I started a new game, I would open it up to the title screen and then I would read the instruction manual with the title screen music playing in the back before I started playing the
Ooh,
game.
that's good.
I mean, my much more like
immersive.
severe ADHD version of this was I'd read the instruction manual while loading happened, and I never had to stop consuming my game.
You never had to never stop stopping.
I never had to be alone with my thoughts.
The pinnacle version of this was when Earthbound came out, and it came in the gigantic box with the full guide.
Oh,
Just full
yeah.
guide with scratch and sniff stickers, which were rancid.
Yeah,
That game was weird.
that marketing campaign was weird.
The lack of stuff and the fact that physical media ownership is going away is a real shame. Not only is the ownership of physical products important for consumers in late stage capitalism, but things like instruction manuals have acted as a valuable resource to gamers for generations. In the before times, instruction manuals included so much more than just game guides. They included walkthroughs of settings, strategies, game lore, and occasionally a secret tip or two. Famously, the original manual for the 1985 Mario Brothers game established that all the bricks in the Mushroom Kingdom are actually toads that were transformed by Bowser.
That's real, isn't it?
that is
It's
real.
so real.
That's
yeah,
super
I
real.
remember that.
Another real bit of lore hidden in a video game manual is for Super Mario Brothers 2. the one that's like a reskin of a different game.
Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah, it said they buried the lore that Birdo is trans in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
In that instruction manual.
Those are so fun because they're full of mistranslations or just like Nintendo, and again in that time just Nintendo America just, making liberties. And that's how some of our like wildest lore becomes canon, is just because of like weird Nintendo of America mistranslations.
Yeah, it's localization and Archie comics are the backbone on which wild lore is built. Well, we here at DT HQ yearn to reintroduce a love of physical media to the children. That's why this year, all applicants to the DT dedicated account to individual tutelage scholarship will be receiving a copy of the first official DT guide to professionalism. That way,
Oh, wow.
no matter which applicant is designated as the tits, they'll all have a manual for success.
It's good.
Thanks.
It's good. It does read a little bit better visually rather than auditorily, but
Yeah.
still you get points either way.
Dedicated account to individual tutelage scholarship, just for everyone who it flew by the first time.
I read the prompt like in my own mind's brain, and I was like, what's
Your own
that?
mind's brain.
My own mind's brain, in my mind palace. I read through this and I was like, what is the acronym Matt's doing?
Yeah.
Before I go on to the next sentence, what's the acronym? Then I went to the sentence, I'm like, oh, it's the tits.
It's a good question to constantly ask yourself.
You have to. Okay, out of the bit in this podcast that we've been doing for 9 years, you have to constantly say, what is the rake I'm about to step on?
Correct.
That is true. Yeah.
What is the mousetrap piece I'm putting together that's going to fall on me when I reach for the cheese?
Honestly, as soon as I see a Matt script and a string of
a bunch of capital
words,
letters. Yeah.
I know something's coming.
I tense up.
If he wanted to bury the lead, he'd stop capitalizing his acronyms until after he revealed them.
But then I'd forget them and not emphasize them correctly.
They're just not readable enough.
He can only put on a Bugs Bunny wig so many times, guys. We will not fall for it eventually.
To be known is to be loved. Anyway, today we've gathered former young professionals, Andrew, the Vegan Society Grants Henderson, Todd, Ocean Awareness Art Contest Thomas, and Kyle, Zombie Apocalypse Scholarship Harper, to give us their suggestions for a manual.
Hey, what's this?
Are these 3 things my guidance counselor gave me to help me afford college in high school? But they all paid out $500.
All of these things exist and are accepting applications at time of recording.
Incredible.
And they pay out $500, which will pay for exactly 1/100th of a semester of classes.
Yeah, I'm going to take a wild stab and check's notes. The 4 of us that have come from Pennsylvania and Ohio did not apply for the Ocean Awareness Art Contest.
Well, I'm aware of the ocean. Just because I'm not in a coastal city, I'm aware of it.
You can make art about how he's aware of it.
Yeah.
I don't like this argument.
He's got a good point.
I don't. This is nothing. Yeah, open up your essay with that sentence. I'm aware of the ocean.
So today we are setting out to create effectively instruction manuals that we will put in the jewel case that you get when you start the game of life, in which the game of life is real life. And
on your
you're an
18th
adult.
birthday, when you get your state mandated pack of cigarettes and lottery ticket, you will also get this instruction guide.
You sign up for the draft and get this guide.
Yeah, real story. Did any of you, when you signed up for the draft, get a razor from Schick?
No.
That was. I remember
didn't sign up for a draft.
Todd, when I was in high school, they weren't sending
FAFSA.
kids razors anymore.
Oh well.
You had to agree. You had to sign up for selective services if you got.
Or maybe
FAFSA
it was when
money.
I registered to vote. There was something that was like, "Congratulations, you're 18. Here's a razor from Schick. Good luck."
I don't remember that. But
I do remember that.
I do remember the Army recruiter calling me. And when I told him I was going into music or musical theater, they couldn't have hung up the phone faster.
Yeah, maybe my dad was a draft dodger, so as soon as he was on it when the Army recruiters called.
So funny.
That's probably why I don't remember it.
We'll talk about this in the post show.
So much in the post show today.
All right, so you guys know what we're doing. What job or industry or part of life do you suggest we focus on in our manual? And why do you feel that experience is so valuable to young professionals, no matter their career path? Also, if you've got a title for this guide, feel free to drop it here. Andrew, we'll start with you.
Stage note, takes long drag of cigarette. It's been a staggering 15 years since I first entered the professional workforce as a newly minted 23-year-old ex-Jimmy John's manager. Now, when I stepped into that brightly lit, aggressively air-conditioned office complex overlooking the highway for the first time, I thought to myself, this is it. This is the rest of my life.
Without the sadness behind
Correct.
it.
Without the long drag.
Chest and head held high.
Yep. And then I drove the 15 to 40 minutes home. And then I did it again the next day. And I did it once again the next day. And then I did it again 1,617 more times.
Hell yeah.
Until it was January 19, 2018. January 19, 2018, an otherwise ordinary Friday, except for one thing. I had just turned 30 years old. Now, that morning, I knew two things. One, I had next to nothing to show for the 1,619 days I had spent in pharmaceutical marketing and advertising, save for a steady paycheck. And two, my back hurt. This is the inside cover backstory that opens my instruction booklet, why do I feel empty inside and why does my back hurt? A guide to working in your 30s.
Perfect. I love this.
Now, Matt, I felt that it was really important. Granted, I understand that we're going to be handing these to newly minted 18-year-olds, but I felt like it was really important to have something that isn't immediately relevant, but something that will absolutely become relevant when time comes. And just like that AARP card, it'll be right there when you need it.
You know, honestly, I think that's fair. Giving somebody an instruction manual and then letting them have time to study it before they need to apply that knowledge seems like it would improve the retention of that knowledge.
Presumably.
I also remember turning 30 and waking up and being like, my back hurts today. So I do think that's applicable globally.
I think so too.
Universal experience, yeah.
Yeah, you got 8 hours of sleep, but you did it wrong, so it didn't count.
It didn't count. That's correct.
Only 4 of those hours counted.
Sorry, out of the bit.
Yeah.
One of the worst things about getting older, hands down. Go to bed at a decent time, try and eat right. Slept wrong, didn't count.
Yep.
Slept wrong, didn't count. You got to do the day again.
16 to 25, you can get 2 hours of sleep and an energy drink, and they can't, like, it cancels itself out. You're good to go.
Yeah. You haven't had a water or vegetable in 8 hours. You're fine.
Yeah. 30, you sleep wrong. Those 8 hours turn into 4 and do not count at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I like this. I think we're off to a strong start. Todd, over to you. Tell me about the focus of your proposed instructional manual.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Let's take a real quick second to go into our mind palaces and imagine.
No, it's scary here.
Yeah, sorry. Well, it's going to be scary for a
It's
second.
full of my thoughts.
Yeah, well,
I hate it.
imagine for a second, if you will, these scenarios. Just really, really embody them. Your first day of high school and you don't know where your classes are. The first time you go to your friend's house and meet their parents and you don't know how to address like adult parents that aren't your own. The first time you go to a Giant Eagle or Kroger or Publix, but it's not your Giant Eagle or Kroger or Publix that you grew up and everything's different and changed.
This is low-key traumatic.
Yeah. These are the experiences that we go through as we make it through our teen years into early adulthood. And those are the experiences we all go through at some time that leave you feeling lost and panicked and sweaty. That's the feeling we're trying to help put a guide together for, so our future young 20-somethings can have a less lost, less panicked, and frankly, less sweaty entry into an experience that most of us have had to brave, and that is your first office desk job. That's right. We here at DT exclamation point are providing a manual to the, let me check this again, DT exclamation point dedicated account to individual tutelage scholarship applicants.
You got it.
And we are titling that manual, Circling Back, Touch Bases, and Cameras On, everyone. A guide to surviving your first desk job. Yeah, man. We're proud to bring you what I can look at our call here and say is multiple decades of experience and suffering just jam-packed into a manual to help ready your young mental fortitude to experiencing the horrors of early adulthood that is your first desk or office job. We want you to be ready for that horribleness that awaits you at that desk that Andrew so aptly counted the days of. We want you to be prepared for what's coming so you just feel less lost and panicked and hopefully sweaty.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think sending kids out into the world a little less sweaty is a good thing.
Yeah.
I do fear that plenty of kids come out of high school sweaty already.
Yeah, it's kind of, I've been a runner for a long time, and that's a cause I haven't run a 5K for, but I would.
Sweaty kids?
Yeah, let's make kids less sweaty. And I'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll donate. Run for the cure.
Run for the cure.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I like it. Everybody, I think, ends up doing something that is desk job adjacent. Whomst among us hasn't been forced to turn our work Zoom call to cameras on? I like it. I think there's promise here.
Desk job adjacent is my least favorite stomp clap hey band.
Good. Yeah. All right. Kyle, over to you. Tell me about your instruction manual.
Yeah, Matt. So another universal experience, and I think this one is more common whether or not you have worked in a white collar job or not, is going to the grocery store. My example today is going to be Costco, but going to the grocery store, going to the airport, the bank, and it is seemingly every other customer's first time ever patronizing that establishment.
Jesus.
They'll walk up to a group of people clearly waiting in line and say, is this where the line starts? If they even do that and don't try and start a new line that they are the first person of, that no one else has thought of this strategy before, or they'll walk into the building and then immediately stop in the doorway and have a conversation there in the way of everyone else, things like that. So this is not a problem exclusive to young people, but I think by giving young people this manual as they enter adulthood, we can start to course correct. The guide will be called How to Costco, but will generally be a
God.
Being in Public 101 instruction guide.
All right.
Kyle punched this out on the way home from Costco today.
Kyle, can I get copies of this for every person in the 10-mile radius from my Costco?
Yeah, we're gonna work on a deal and get them put in a little stand next to the membership scanner that you walk past.
I'll say more in the post show. Heavy post show today.
Heavy post show.
But I feel like I go to Costco and I'm experiencing people's first day in society every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a patient man, but there's a quiet rage within me when I just want to get my quinoa and peanut butter powder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick aside, Costco does like early hours for, seniors and specific members. I think they should also do late hours where full contact is allowed. Give me full contact hours at
Costco after dark.
I will be in and out in 20 minutes. It'll be great.
The Arena Football League of Costco.
They recommend they recommend you wear football pads, some kind of sports safety equipment.
Okay, well, I really like the direction all of these manuals are going. I think that there is a lot of opportunity here, and I'm excited to hear more. So tell me how we're going to flesh out the body of this guide. What will be included in the how to do your role in society, your job, whatever it is, section of this guide? Is there any information about settings, controls, game modes? Let me know. Andrew, we'll start with you.
So I'll just read a couple sections from the back, the front half of the guide here. So starting with how to play. You are 30 years old. Congratulations. You're now old enough where you've lost the tolerance or stamina that you used to have, and you're young enough that you probably still don't have a good idea who you are or who you want to be. Everything feels a little disillusioning, and that's because it is.
Rough.
The game is played top-down in an isometric format, assuming that this is a game. Each workday, you'll navigate a randomly generated labyrinth filled with enemies in the form of day-to-day tasks and interpersonal interactions until you reach the end of the workday. Use your skills and abilities to clear the day and accumulate money and experience to enhance your abilities and make number go up. All in capitals.
Gotta increase profit for the shareholders.
That's right. That's right. Each day is represented by a floor. So you finish a day, you go down to the next floor. It's pretty simple. There is an in-game tutorial, and the manual will walk through the optional tutorial. The optional tutorial starts you as a freshly graduated, eager-eyed 22-year-old. Now, you only start by having access to your auto attack, but you'll quickly unlock powerful skills and abilities that you can use to get the advantage over the hordes of enemies. Once you end the tutorial, you'll exit as a late 20s employee with 2 offensive abilities, a defensive ability, a passive, and your class ultimate. Yes, this is Diablo.
This is Diablo.
The tutorial will teach you about combat, leveling up, and keeping your money in the positive to pay for maintenance costs in between the floors, i.e. days. So, beginning the actual game. When you complete the tutorial, whether you complete the tutorial or not, you'll begin the game as a 30-year-old with your auto attack and your 5 abilities already mapped to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll so notice, though, however, and this is what the guide explains, that the skills that you and the abilities that you start with don't really make the same impact that they did in the tutorial. Also, your mana drains much quicker than your 20s. So you'll need to accumulate even more money and experience to not just survive, but to thrive and improve your character. Ending the day. Once you reach the end of the labyrinth, you can go down a floor to end the workday. At the end of the day, you can visit town and purchase items and equipment, or also buy skills and abilities with skill points earned from experience. You open the menu and navigate your active quest lines, your to-do list, to hopes and ambitions. Now, this is where you're going to spend the skill points that you've earned throughout your lifetime to advance in various ability trees. This would be Matt's favorite type of game.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is where the depth of the game and the strategy really comes in. Your opening default sort of talent tree is very career focused. And as you get older and explore deeper and deeper floors, the potency of those career aspected talents exponentially decrease, and the mana cost to use them actually increase over time. They exhaust you much quicker. So you're going to have to invest
more,
points.
does less.
Cost more does less, much like inflation. So you're going to have to invest 2026.
Just tap right on the screen, man.
Yeah. Yep. So you're going to have to invest points into these alternate hobby trees to maintain your character's potency and ensure that you don't get overexhausted and overwhelmed. Settings. Video. The game defaults to displaying at 720 by 480 resolution. To access high definition 128 by 720 resolution or above, you can check the box to add glasses as a permanent cosmetic. Audio. The game defaults to closed captioning so that you can reread the nonsensical questions back to yourself to question what the fuck this ridiculous human just said to you. Difficulty. The game defaults at normal. You may change to expert difficulty at any point, but you may not change back once you do so.
Oh no.
To confirm that you've made the difficulty change, you will get a call in-game from your partner saying, "We're pregnant." In expert, all maintenance costs are tripled and mana depletes at twice the rate.
Ugh.
Oh, God. I do feel like in the latter half of my 30s, my mana does deplete much faster than it did in my 20s.
Yeah. We're all sitting here with a half a mana bar, boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cost more, does less. Andrew, you said that the guide walks you through the optional tutorial, and I was just curious, what happens if you were to skip that tutorial? Say, like, you spent 22 to 27 working at a radio station, drinking a lot of Jaeger. What happens then?
Asking for a friend.
Great question, Matt. Now, the good news is you still start with that starting list of skills and abilities. And where maybe those would have made a big difference in the tutorial, you realize at 30, doesn't really matter. Those starter skills are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Shit, man. That's pretty Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm like peeling my face away from the Black Mirror glass. This is great. This is awesome. We fleshed it out. I hear you. Okay, Todd, over to you. Tell me about the contents of the guide of doing your first desk job.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up playing those 90s point and click, like King's Quest adventures we've talked about before. So I can't imagine a better way to draft up a manual than something that emulates that. And so, like most other point and click guides, circling back, touch bases, and cameras on everyone, a guide to surviving your first desk job, which makes me feel so bad to say that out loud, has all of the hallmarks of those like point and click, quest adventures. So you can expect a basic world map showing you the starting zone of your new desk job, a parking lot or a lobby accordingly. It'll give you some insight into the tutorial, which would be HR onboarding. It could list your tentative starting equipment, which depending on your office could be like your card swipe badge, your retractable clip-on badge holder that's super cool and probably has a branded logo on it, a company branded mug. You probably get a branded stainless steel water bottle from your company.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Maybe you get a branded t-shirt to show that the company's cool and fun because they wear it on Fridays. Your guide will also have an outline of some of the basic in-office threats that you should expect in your first office job. So examples of those threats could include, preparing for your favorite social media or website to be blocked by the office firewall. How do you connect to the office printer because that changes everywhere you ever go? How to deal with having a cubicle mate who trims their fingernails in the office, which is a real thing that I
this is definitely, yeah, I was going to say this is,
how do you find the perfect balance between attending an office happy hour and leaving within a socially appropriate time frame without feeling obligated to stay longer? How to not make eye contact with the C-suite talking heads when they walk past you? And things like, is it okay to date someone in the office? Hint, it's not, don't. So those are some of the threats that I feel like young professionals might need help dealing with before they get into the workplace. Now, the majority of our guide to surviving your first desk job does focus on getting you started by helping young office goers get ready for that first role without reliving the sweaty, panicking sins that we all dealt with, that we've been repeatedly hit with throughout our experiences. Now, I will say, after you get past that intro chapter, there is a chapter that outlines how someone can willingly enter into hard mode at work if you want. That is, you could decide to, do some more risky moves in the office at a chance of what you think are greater yields in the office place. So young office goers and new employees could choose to get past that office firewall to access any number of social media or other sites for their personal gain or pleasure. I guess you could do that if you wanted to. You could try to turn everyone else in the office against that guy who trims the fingernails in hopes that you are building some sort of office social capital as like the cool guy. You could risk staring directly into the sun, aka confronting a senior director with your bold new idea that's going to really be received well and take you to new heights. And lastly, maybe it might be a good idea to start that office romance. I mean, it's never worked out for anyone else, but like it'll be different for you because of course you're built different. You could take hard mode. You should try it.
Are you suggesting? Wait, so hard mode is just making all of the bad decisions.
Yeah, but you'll be different this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like you're built different, so you might if you risk it, it might go better for you.
It's a challenge run, like the standard way. It's like Pokemon. The standard way to play is too easy, so you put certain restrictions on yourself.
It's a Nuzlocke.
It's
run,
a Nuzlocke. Yeah.
It's prestige. You'll get a golden badge.
Oh, okay. That was going to be my question, was if the guide gave any specifications on what you get for doing it on hard mode, or if it just told you that hard mode existed.
In the mind of someone who would enter office hard mode, you probably think you get a promotion. In reality, you're getting fired. You're so fired.
Oh boy.
Tell you what, listeners at home, go to your C-suite and tell them your cool, bold idea. Let me know how that goes.
They love to hear it. They'll reward your moxie.
Hey, pro tip, drop the, just Facebook.
It's Kyle's turn now.
Yeah, it is. It is Kyle's turn now.
Andrew's getting visibly upset. So I have linked the model here for my walkthrough. It is the official Nintendo Power Guide to Red and Blue that I read and carried around with me until it literally disintegrated in my hands.
Oh yeah.
This is going to open up with a nice table of contents and a nice map of like the general layout of a Costco. So you can reference where in the store we're talking about these things before you get there.
Thank Christ.
And have a just a simple like your adventure begins. You're stepping into Costco, this exciting world of bulk products and everyone in a 45-mile radius.
It is literally everyone within the radius.
Will pass through these doors at some point, and it gives you a good intro to Costco, the membership, what each membership entails, and what it means. And this is the first part I want to like drill in on because this is where we will get to it to instill. Costco is a membership we buy into, so we get to agree to and enforce some more norms than like other places. And because these are enforced, you should learn them and then take them to the other places to see how things are better with these norms enforced. Things like don't just prop your cart up on a speed bump in an open parking spot. And general emphasis on the shared experience that we have all bought. We are all in this place together. It is not your private Costco warehouse to do with as you please.
To sort of explore the space.
Yeah. And after we've laid some of that out, we go right into the play-by-play, the walkthrough, what to look for and expect as you move through the different zones or towns or cities of this Costco. Starting in the parking lot, the pallet town of Costco, because it really starts there. That is where we begin our shared public experience when you get out of the car. Things like if you're returning to your car or leaving your car to Costco, hug the cars. Don't walk down the middle of the driving route there. Get to an edge so cars and other shoppers can pass by you comfortably. The aforementioned, return your cart to a cart corral and don't just prop it on the speed bump of an empty parking spot nearby. And of course, load and unload your car quickly, but that parking spot is yours until you decide to relinquish it, no matter how long and angry the car waiting to take your parking spot is. If you brought your Costco pizza and or hot dog and or cookie to your car, you are allowed to stay in your parking spot as long as it takes you to finish those items.
That's a trainer tip right there.
That is our first trainer tip, Andrew. Thank you. And then we move into the entrance, which is our Route 1 analog here, where we'll walk through the basics of Costco, like scanning your membership card, like the Pokeball tutorial you get in Viridian City.
Also, you have to watch an old man do something that looks very simple for a very, very long time.
The comparisons never end.
Man, that's
And the
really
text
good.
box is so slow.
And an explanation of what you can find there, i.e. the stuff that Costco is desperately trying to get rid of the last remnants of, so they put it right in the entryway so you see and grab it first. That takes us to Route 2 and Electronic City, which we covered. Route 2 is the crap they have in the front that you don't want, but they want you to take from them. And then our first town, the electronics section, where you'll learn things like a T-Mobile rep will be there to try and sell you a T-Mobile plan, even though you're already happy with your wireless carrier, how to take the card of the item you want and where to take it, things like that. We'll move on from Electronic City into Seasonal Village, which is that center part that has those items that change most frequently throughout the year. Right now, it is you're probably seeing your first Halloween items in Seasonal City.
Whoa,
that's
crazy.
They just moved on from the tents and outdoor seating and gardening supplies.
Yeah, our Costco has just recently moved on from World Cup gear.
Yeah, the World Cup. I saw World Cup gear, and the first one Halloween decoration was in that space already. Other cities and towns in Costco include Produce Town. Make sure you wear a coat because it gets chilly in there. The bakery, Costcopia, which is the where the things you think of for Costco are: the paper towels, the toilet paper, the bottled water.
Okay. All the way in
Furthest
the back.
in the store.
Yeah, the back corner.
The mini little Walmart, I like to
The
call
little
it.
Walmart. This part specifically warns you of the chaos. This is where it gets more difficult. You are less on rails here, and you have some decision paths you can make. You can start doing things out of order here in Costcopia. We go on to refrigeration station, where all your frozen goods are.
good.
The clothing zone is our Safari Zone analog here.
Yeah,
That's also really good.
It's the whole time you are there, a wild encounter may occur.
Yep.
And you've got to be prepared for that.
Sometimes you might not spend a single minute there, and some runs that might be the most time you spend in the game.
You might spend 2/3 of your time there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you search the Safari clothing zone, you might find, and I kid you not, a Kirkland polo shirt that fits better than any other polo shirt you've ever bought in your entire life.
I believe it.
I mean, honestly, if you hang out there long enough, you might find somebody that says, "Hi, I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear."
Yeah. You may also find a sweatshirt that is the right size, but no matter how you move it around, doesn't quite fit any normal human body. We have other zones, the pharmacy on the way to Victory Road checkout. This is your last challenge before you get to leave and be rewarded at the food court on your way out of Costco.
Our Victory Road just recently took away the ability for customers to use their handheld scanners on their own.
Oh, no.
And I don't like that patch. I would like them to go back to that pre-patch state.
Ours just changed the self-checkout lines were like on the end where the main aisle fed right into the self-checkout, and they moved them all the way to the other end of the checkout area so that a giant line didn't form down the main aisle, which I wasn't happy with, but I understand. It is the better way to do it. So that's your Costco guide. Oh, and then it wraps up with a list of regular inventory and special items you may find, like the Pokedex at the back of the guide.
All right.
Wonderful.
Hell yeah.
I would love for someone to have to read a manual before going to Costco.
It really should come with the membership.
When you get your membership, you have to take the equivalent of the driver's visual test.
Yeah.
A basic looking at this map real
check.
quick. Yeah, if people are walking in this direction, where should you park your car?
Yeah. It should. I mean, it should just be the same amount of energy that when you go to Disney World.
Yeah,
Costco and airports are where you find people that are having their first day that they've ever been in society. And in this essay, I will.
Yeah. Well, I like all three of these guides. These are three well fleshed out ideas. I think there's some really interesting stuff here. I am really excited to hear more, but I want to go back to what we're doing here. We're trying to reinstill a love of physical media to the kids. And before the internet, the back pages of these manuals and game guides were the prime place to find secret tips and strategies. So, guys, what special info will you slyly include into this guide that, the average person who doesn't read every page just might not get? Andrew, we'll start with you.
Well, Matt, the actual frame-to-frame gameplay of your 30s is relatively simple and pretty mundane. So it's really the background. It's in the character builds where all of the strategy and skill expression really comes to light. So we're not going to throw a bunch of cheats or tips. I mean, again, this is Diablo, right? Going through the motions is very easy. You just hit button and get numbers. So instead of those things, I've compiled what I think is the really important information. We've thrown together a few example builds that new players can use as a blueprint for the wealth of options available in your 30s. So just a couple to throw at you. One I like to call the home brewer. Now, this is a hybrid Dex and Wisdom build that features many low-cost mana attacks and stacks multiple passives that will slowly but steadily raise your Wisdom stats over time. So you're going to focus on maximizing money gain in the early game so that you can afford that expensive mid-game gear. Key equipment, brewer's tools, empty garage, and economy-sized Alka-Seltzer. I think those are some really important pickups. Key abilities to take, good with your hands. I don't know, I just YouTubed it. It tends to work really well. Social drinker, of course. And my personal favorite, at home at Lowe's. That's going to be a really good ability to invest in early on.
Yeah.
So the way that in your 30s works, again, life doesn't end in your 30s, obviously. It's the first step to the rest of your life. So
it's when you start playing the game.
It's when you start playing the game, you get it. So one of the things we want to make sure these builds also unlock are, advancement trees, right? After you've put enough money into, or put enough skills into one of these builds, where do you go from here? So advancement for the home brewer, it will unlock the woodworker, amateur contractor, and house flipper tech trees. All three of which pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'd like to now I'm going to go through one where I think is going to feel a lot more at home for the four of us, which is, of course, called the Podcaster.
Oh,
now,
damn.
the Podcaster is an arcane build. It's going to focus on dumping massive damage with flashy, high-cost abilities. However, that's going to be backed up by a low HP pool, and that's going to make a lot of interpersonal exchanges, especially those in early game, going to be a pretty big risk. So you're going to want to avoid a lot of those. Now, key equipment, you've got, of course, Adobe subscription, Natch. Soundboard and microphone, kind of, for the former, kind of a controversial take, but it's actually helpful for the late game. Key abilities, shoot the shit. This is less of an ability and more of a general skill pool, but we say 3 to 4 points in the hyperfixations pooled skills is really helpful.
Yeah.
This one, problematic takes. Now, hold on. Problematic takes is tough because it does unlock the grifter route, but then it's going to wall you off of all other advancements. So take it at your own risk.
High yield route, though.
High yield route. So other opportunities for advancement for podcaster, streamer, open mic night warrior, which I find is kind of more of a custom late game end game build. And then, of course, grifter, which is, as Matt said, locks you out a lot of tech trees, but high money return.
It is really good that you were able to put the podcaster build together without taking anything and everything, because anything and everything is kind of an underpowered feat.
It's one of those where it looks really good when you pick it, and then you immediately regret it.
Yeah.
Personal favorite of mine, this is called My Personality is Japan. Now...
I'm glad that's saved forever in an audio format.
Now, this build trades off low stat growth for massive experience gain. It's going to help you grind levels fast. So you're going to want to play hyper conservatively in the early game and then grind for that key equipment and abilities and see massive payoffs late game. So key equipment here, we've got Crunchyroll subscription, but also expensive suitcase, and finally, airline platinum member. As I said, this is going to be an expensive one. Key abilities, Weeb. Bourdain is on repeat. That's a pretty good one, I find. ESL teacher, kind of an optional early game pick, and it just makes sense over seats. I don't know, just does. And then advancement for My Personality is Japan. TCG player, interesting kind of, full 360 here. World traveler and expatriate.
Hey, do you guys hear that? It's Andrew tapping on the glass.
Tapping on the glass.
Yeah, I don't like how Andrew said all of that last piece without blinking and just staring into the camera.
Yeah.
That one felt weird.
Well, I wasn't saying anything. That was all in your head.
In my mind palace.
In your mind palace, yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man, that's really good. I really like that. That's awesome. Okay, Todd, over to you. Tell me about the tips and tricks of your manual.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is just canon how this works, but one of the highlights of those classic puzzle games from like the early 90s was that the manual literally told you how to do some things that you had no way of doing unless you just got them wrong first. And so we are stealing that idea. And right off the bat, for example, there's a note in here that just tells you, the player entering into your first office job, that there's going to be a PowerPoint that everyone is expected to review before the Q1 call on Monday at noon. What you don't realize is you're going to have to request access to it if you don't have the password to open it. So to keep you from requesting access to it 30 minutes before the call on Monday, it is the code to access it is in the manual. so that you don't have to hit
wow.
that request access button.
Huge.
Something you certainly do not want to do.
Huge boon.
Huge boon. Real talk, I've never done this, but I know people that have done this, and like that is oof.
Always open attachments when you open the email. You don't have to do anything, just open it.
Yeah.
At the very least, you check it at least the day before.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Todd's work also has really good piracy cheats
Yeah.
kind of embedded into.
Well, so in the manual, there's also a 4-digit code to the office key box when you inevitably leave your key card in your desk and then leave for the day. You don't want to be the new guy that's like, oh no, I left my card there. No, you got that 4-digit code in there. Lastly, and what is most emblematic of these like 90s puzzle guides is that it has some witty quips of advice about NPC interactions or puzzles that you're gonna deal with, without directly spelling out exactly what will happen, but gives you like a good context hint. So examples that we'll find in our book would be, when talking to Steve from HR, keep the conversation light and maybe don't ask about his relationship with his children. Or casual Friday means jeans and a nice top, but keep your toes covered or avoid Kevin, the foot guy. Some other things. Yeah, well, some other things. There might be puzzle cues in there that are in the form of clever rhymes. They don't specifically spell it out, but it's fun and whimsical. Examples could be, if access to the Wi-Fi you seek, one must venture into the den of the computer geek. And so you got to go talk to IT.
That's fun.
Or your boss arrives early, so must thee, but be sneaky in your departure as they leave at 3. So you could play that. Or to climb the ladder and have your job spared, be wise and do not store your resume on the drive that is shared.
Oh, wow.
That's a real thing I've seen in my workplace, and I think that's
pretty
very,
good.
very funny. Now, that's all just in the book. There is a section of online forums that have started discussing what I would call non-sanctioned speedrun strats in the office that people could include or try and speed run the office experience. Kind of how quickly can you get that paycheck into your pocket? So examples could be spilling coffee on yourself to leave early, but still counting as being in the office that day. They can't make you stay if you spill the coffee on yourself. That's at least what the online forums are saying. Another pro tip, you could start a one-person Teams call if you're working remote to make yourself appear in the online active busy status without going into away mode. That's what the forums are saying. Or another one that has been yet to be proven, but feels legit. If you can get weird foot guy Kevin on video saying something vile, you get a free paycheck. Yeah, again, we don't sanction those, but that is what the online forums are saying. It's not in the guide per se.
There's some of the speedrunner hacks.
There's got to be a Chivo for catching foot guy Kevin.
Yeah. It's they haven't patched that. That's just there.
Yeah. Fun. Everybody gets one. Great. Awesome. I love it. Kyle, round us out here. Tell me about the tips, tricks, and strategies at the back of How to Costco.
Yeah, Matt. So this is going to be kind of a mix of like stuff scrawled in the margins of that book and then like the trainer tips that pop up trying to be helpful, but maybe aren't always. So like some of the trainer tips are going to be, don't forget your membership card. We've all had the shame walk back to the car of getting to the door and realizing your membership card is in your other bag or your wallet was left in the console of your car, not in your back pocket like you thought. If you have a conversation with another shopper, step out of the path so other shoppers can pass. Children can be loud and unpredictable. Getting mad at them can make them louder and more chaotic. Best to keep moving. And my favorite, if two shoppers' eyes meet, they have to battle.
Oh, Kyle.
Some additional tips that I have scrawled in the margins of mine are things like snack rankings, which snacks sound good and are best to avoid, which brand of spaghetti sauce has the right amount of solid matter in it and isn't all chunky tomatoes, or
these are very useful Costco tips.
Yeah, dude.
Which brand of bread is the one that you like? The brand of bread your partner likes, the brand of bread your children likes, whatever you may scrawl in the margin there. The brand name toilet paper isn't that much better than the Costco brand. Save a few dollars. Things like that. Don't make eye contact with the people in the aisles selling additional services to you. But if you do, I'm a renter gets 90% of them to get off your back.
That is, I'm a renter is like Rosebud in The Sims. Like everybody knows it, and it is consistently successful.
Mm-hmm.
The reverse version of that, if you're not a renter, is, oh, my partner makes those decisions. Doesn't matter who, just
that's also a good
me
one.
and my partner, we weaponize that one constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle, just curious, does the guide give any information about samples culture at Costco?
The samples culture, that's one the guide plays up, and one that the scrawled notes that I have added clarifies. Again, it's a lot of which samples are worth it, how to grab a sample and keep moving so you don't get caught in a conversation with the sample attendant. And when there is a line for the samples, it's not worth waiting. Just bail.
For me, I think I kind of look at it as a flow chart where it's like, are the samples out? Yes or no? If yes, go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Saturday at 1 p.m.? If yes, never.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If no, fine.
Yeah.
Probably fine.
Probably fine. You can pass on the drink samples are never worth it. That half ounce of liquid in the sample cup, you're going to spill it on yourself. You're going to miss the trash can trying to throw it away. And the drink is not that good. Leave it be.
Yeah. The Athletic Greens sample is just chalky wheatgrass with a sweet taste to it.
Yep.
You're never going to like it. Why are you spilling so much small cups of liquid? Is it all the eye contact you're giving people?
It's because it's like a shallow and wide cup.
Okay.
I don't know how you pick it up without spilling some.
I use
spill
my man
most
hands
things
and I crush it.
I mean, I spill most things on me, but those little cups don't tend to be a problem. But hey, I mean, whatever.
Rex,
we all
I'm
have
not
our
giving.
cross to
I'm
bear,
not.
Andrew.
I'm not giving that many people eye contact, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah, what's a battle include?
It's
Fight to the death.
Okay.
Fight to the death.
What do you think it means?
Good enough.
It's turn-based. It's usually over who has claim to the last item that you've both spotted at the same time, but sometimes it can be who has right of way in the aisle that is blocked by someone else. It can be one you can escape from because it's more of an emotional battle of we are both in this Costco on a Saturday at 1 p.m., aren't we? Let's not engage.
I love that. All right.
It's a diplomatic victory.
It's a diplomatic victory. Yeah.
These are very, very good guides. I really want to do all of them, and I know that we're not going to be able to. And so to help me come to a decision of what we will be publishing and giving to everybody who applies to be tits, I have come up with one final question. I think we've discussed a lot of valuable content to include in these manuals, but we're also, again, trying to instill a love of physical media in these youths. What promotional item can we include with these manuals that will make this gift hold a special place in the hearts of the children? I will take your answers right after this break. We are gearing up to have a Southern Fried good time at the Southern Fried Gaming Expo from July 31st through August 2nd at Atlanta, Georgia. We will be doing a live show. We are super excited to announce that our live show will be in the Waverly Room at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, August 1st. If you are at the Southern Fried Gaming Expo, you can just go to that. You can just spend your Saturday night with us. It'll be great. Probably. We'll have stuff to give away. Probably. You'll laugh a lot. Probably. And if you don't, honestly, I don't want to hear about it. Atlanta, Georgia, Marriott Renaissance Waverly, Southern Fried Gaming Expo. We're going to be there, and we'll see you there, hopefully. Hello, and welcome back to Debate This. We are publishing manuals to life, how to be an adult. And I need to know what special item you are going to be including as a gift with your manuals to, just seal the deal and make the kids fall in love with physical media so that ownership doesn't disappear. Anyway, Andrew, let's start with you.
Well, Matt, it's not, the most flashy, but one of my personal favorite little things that you would get in a box game is just a fold out map. Like I'm thinking like the original Legend of Zelda, just the fold out full overworld map. So this isn't an overworld map because there is no overworld because it's just a series of floors. Instead, it's a map of the Your 30 skill tree, which is, as I said, vast and unending.
Yeah, man.
But as a little bit of an extra, a little extra,
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, one more time.
a little extra, a little chutzpah, a little extra mustard. I don't know.
Keep going. I want more.
Yeah, that's all I got. We've also added a copy of the 2011 Commander pre-constructed deck featuring Callie of the Vast, which is scientifically proven to be the best entry point into Magic the Gathering.
That's really good.
That's
man.
a good one to get.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah. And the best part is because we're just giving them out for free, the card value tanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
we love
On
that.
the floor.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy to think of a fold-out map that's the entire skill tree of your 30s. That's like those the Chuck Norris joke posters from Walmart that used to just go on forever and ever. It's like that.
Yeah. It's like when I had the entire Final Fantasy X sphere grid in my room as a kid.
Yeah. It's just
The
like
best
that,
part
man.
is you guys don't know if that's a joke or not.
Oh, I know it's not a joke, Andrew.
Yeah, it sure feels like it's not a joke. Honestly, I don't know if it matters. It's a joke.
I don't know that I'll ever reveal it.
Schrodinger's Final Fantasy skill tree poster.
I don't think it matters.
All right, Todd, what's your special item?
Yeah, the manual to surviving your first desk job comes with actually 2 different goodies to help the young 20-somethings ready themselves for this brutal world of working in the office. So 2 wonderfully designed items that'll set you up for success because, again, some people might work in the office, some people might work remote, some people might have a hybrid. So we want to give some options here. First, it does come with your choice of one, what we are calling office decor conversation piece. You get to choose from one of 3 options that you would put in your office, your cubicle. And those options are 1, office plant that requires little sunlight or effort to keep alive. Something just like fun to show that you care about the environment.
A little succulent or something.
It is absolutely a succulent. Option 2, metal from a For the Cure 5K that you paid to walk in out of social pressure, so you have to show it off so people know that you're better than them. That is a second option you can have. The third option people can they can select when they do get this manual is one of those believe signs from Ted Lasso. Any of these 3 are just enough to tell your office mate a bit about who you are and say that you're a better person than they are, but are also all socially and politically digestible to any office setting whatsoever. The second thing that people will get is that it also comes with a mouse jiggler for those who want to flex some time at home. But not only is it a mouse jiggler, because I feel like we are in a tech arms race where mouse jigglers aren't going to work much longer because people are going to figure that out. So it can also connect to Excel where it just continuously copies and pastes data from one cell to the other over and over and over again. So you can help continue the ruse that in your workday at home, maybe the one you get a week or whatever that is, that you are locked in and fully engaged for 8 hours of that corporate grind. Yeah, tech is growing at such a rate that companies can track anything you're doing, but a mouse jiggler that randomly populates cells is just sophisticated enough to fool your employer and to think that you're an A+ worker. You're after it. You're on that grind, baby.
24/7, 365 on that
As you
grind.
slap that believe sign when you go into the office.
Yikes. All right, Kyle, finish us out. Give us the secret special item with the Costco guide.
Matt, if there's one thing people love, it is to feel like they are special. So that is why we are going to quarterly change the design on the Costco membership card you get when you sign up using this the information given to you in this packet to start your membership. So it'll be a winter, spring, summer, fall design, rotating every 3 months, changing annually. So not only will you get a different, you'll be special. You'll have like I'm a Costco member from adulthood, from onset of adulthood card, but you'll be able to look at your design and feel superior or inferior to other people, depending on if it's better or worse than theirs. And Matt, they will vary in quality greatly.
Perfect. Yeah, excellent. I love this. These are 3 excellent pitches for life guides. I'm going to give everyone just one more opportunity to wrap it out. Anything else you want to say? A little closing statement, if you will, and then we'll get around to making decisions. Andrew.
Look, I mean, this is a passion project. This is this comes from the soul. I don't know a lot of things in life, but I know that everybody kind of feels a little bit empty. Maybe not all the time. Maybe not fully empty. Maybe just a little bit. And I'm not here to say why you feel empty. I'm not here to say X, Y, or Z is the absolute answer. But what I can say is, 1, work is not going to fill that hole. And 2, why not, instead of worrying about filling that hole, distract yourself with an expensive hobby?
Damn.
The real pro strat is knowing that hole can't be filled.
That's right. That's right. It's Rosebud. It's the Rosebud of life.
All right, Todd.
Yeah, Matt. Wise men plant trees for shade that they'll never experience. We're here to address a serious epidemic plaguing our 20-somethings. We can help them. We can help them be less stressed, less panicked, less sweaty. And because of that, we'll create a better tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, you're planting trees so that people get more shade so they're less sweaty. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's
to do
what he.
from the start of
That's
that.
the
That's
connection
how I-
he made. Yeah.
when I stuck the
Yeah.
landing, I definitely had that connection in mind.
It's really good.
All right, Kyle, bring it home.
Yeah, Matt. Simply put, everyone getting this guide on how to Costco and being encouraged to expand it to the rest of their lives will not only make their adult life easier, it will make all the collective society's life easier. If we all begin to learn and encourage people to step to the side of the aisle to have their conversations, get through the doorway of the place you're entering before you pull out your phone to remind yourself why you're there. If we all are encouraged to have our ID and payment ready when you get to the cashier and not wait for them to ask you for it, these all will stack and improve everyone's experience exponentially, whether or not they are following the guide themselves. That's what's important here, Matt, is this helps everyone, even those ignorant of the guide, even those who got it and immediately put it away. They're going to benefit from the rest of us following this, and maybe that will encourage them to one day also crack it open and improve society that much more.
Hell yeah. All right. Those are some great pitches. I am going to take all this information back to the funding board behind the dedicated account to individual tutelage scholarship so that we can decide which of these we will be adding to our gift package to applicants. In the meantime, give each other some good vibes.
Yeah, starting with Todd. Todd, you nailed the mundanity and low-key horror of the day-to-day office job, specifically tailored to a young 20-something. I think you did a really good job of illustrating the residual horror that one can experience in being a 24-year-old and saying, "This is the rest of my life." Oh shit, this is the rest of my life. Well done. And then, and Kyle, similarly, I'm really happy you decided to write this on the way home from Costco. Kyle, his name is my name too. I felt your dissertation with every fiber of my being. I really like, outside of the bit, I really like the allusion to the different Pokemon cities in the Costco. I think those all resonate really well. Pharmacy is just a pharmacy. That's
just the
actually,
pharmacy.
Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, I'm like, no, it's just a pharmacy. It doesn't actually.
As I flipped through the PDF I shared, I was like, oh yeah, these all were just like Noun City for in that first game especially is like they did not get creative with the naming conventions until later
just colors.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. No, these are both really, really fun. Well done.
Andrew, I put a note here in my own notes that counting out 1,000+ days at the beginning hurt real bad.
It's
when you
pretty
said that, and I feel like that encompassed some of the energy that I had in mind of like, I've never thought about the fact in the jobs that I've had where I've liked them the least that I could go put a numerical value of the life that I lost. And when you opened with that,
I don't want
it
to
did
do that
something to my
math.
brain.
It's unfortunately not very hard to do. It's just there are 250 working days in the year.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Or
I don't like
230,
that.
235 if you count only weekdays and 11 national holidays, and then like assume 15 days of PTO. It's 235. You're
Not
welcome.
that Andrew has thought about this every
Yeah, not that
Monday
Andrew-
morning.
We have quoted insane lore on this podcast more than I can count, and watching you rip that out without looking was horrifying.
Not that Andrew hasn't counted, much like Tom Hanks on Castaway, keeping track of days that he's been on the island.
In my defense, I had been billable for 8 years, and I had to know that number. The number in hours is 1980.
Oh, well,
Sucks.
I don't like this. So anyway, everything Andrew said kind of encompasses both the compliment and the pain that he's given me in this.
Yeah.
But I did love it. I actually really, really like the 30-something skill tree. A joke that we've made in our household lately is that when everyone hits their 30s, you do specialize into something. And I think that's gone from a joke to a very real thing, and I think that's fun. Kyle, my God, man. Everything that you shared, in this podcast, so listeners, if you've been with us for 9 years, you've heard us age over this. The thing that has probably aged me most drastically is having hot takes on how people experience Costco alongside of me.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
I flipped a switch real hard when we got a Costco membership, for the better largely, but a couple things. One, something Andrew said, pharmacy is just pharmacy. I think that you can wander through every single aisle, like zigzagging if you want. You're not doing a lap in the pharmacy just to see what's there. Like
Nope.
you're going there for your allergy pills or your personal hygiene things. You're not
Time
just
to re-up
like,
on my Kirkland brand Zyrtec. I ran out. Our 500 pill bottle of ibuprofen ran out. Time for a new one of those.
Here's what the pharmacy is. It's the link cable area.
Yeah,
It's the link cable area.
Yeah, you go there.
You only go there when you need to.
You go there exactly when you need to, and not any other time.
Yep.
Yeah. So instead of repeating everything nice Andrew said about, I just want you to know I see you. I see you, Kyle. And I have 3 bullet points real quick. Trainer tip: if you're going to eat the hot dog, get the hot dog and eat it while you're waiting in line to pump your gas, because there's always a line.
Yep.
Eat your hot dog while you wait in line.
That is a pro tip for sure.
2, we talked about combat. I would fight someone to the death potentially for the last bag of those dark chocolate peanut butter cups that have like 2 grams of sugar in them.
I
so
feel
good.
I feel the same way about the protein balls.
Yeah.
The peanut butter protein balls.
Yeah. And 3, rouse pasta sauce or nothing. That is my take. If you feel otherwise, then you can meet me in that aisle, and I'll let you know exactly how wrong you are.
Yeah, Andrew, I again, horrifying to watch you rattle off the stats of what working in a corporate office for 15 years actually means. However, I will say that boy, do I wish I had a wall-sized layout of the skill paths I could have taken prior to my 30s. That would have been real handy.
Yeah, you don't want
have.
that now. You don't need that now.
I don't need it now.
Yeah.
It would just make me sad again. But like at 18, getting that, like, okay, if I follow this, but what if I go that way? Great thing to include. Todd, just a book reminding everyone, like, entering a white collar job at 22 that you are a freshman again, and you're going to be a freshman for 6 or 7 years. Would have been really helpful to have gotten it, just all the ways of, like, don't talk to the C-suite. Don't even bother. They aren't going to learn your name for 3 more years. Would have been a great bit of info to have. So, great job.
All right. A couple good vibes for me. I love all of these. You guys crushed this prompt. When I put this question together, I was like, I think there's something here, but it'll be up to the guys to, like, flesh it out and bring it home. And boy, did you guys hit a home run. This was awesome. I really enjoyed all of these. And I've come to a decision. And again, I got to be so clear. I loved every answer here. I think all of your answers are very good, very well constructed, very well thought out. I think all of your answers have value. However,
Much like Canadian Highlander, there can only be one.
Much like Canadian Highlander, there can only be one. One of your answers feels like it might have saved me. It feels like maybe I wouldn't be as unemployed in my 30s as I am if I had Andrew's guide to being 30. Because holy shit, if I was in high school and they would have given me hey, here's the skill tree to get that job, instead of take this standardized test and we'll spit out 6 careers for you to look at later, I think I'd have made something with my life, man. Andrew, you win today because I needed that and I didn't get it. And I would take down every poster in my wall to put up the 30-year-old skill tree, the Yggdrasil ass world tree of how to be 30. I need it.
Do you guys think I could compete with all those dickheads on TikTok and do a class, but it's just the skill tree of your 30s?
I think you can.
I think you might be able to, man. I think there's a solid thing there.
I do have an important question about your guide, Andrew. Does it mention that you will live through 3 or 4 world-changing events?
No, that's a really good. So that's a really good point, Kyle.
We've had to errata that one a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is the original version. We've lost that due to DRM, and we only have the unlimited version, which does not include that feature.
I think a lot about how I had an assignment I had as a junior in high school was like research the degree you're like interested in at my like it was Catholic college prep school. Research the degree and like what careers outside of like the one you want are available from it, expected. And I think about that a lot, and like recognizing what I went into was going to pay less and be like, that's still okay, with the giant asterisk of the 2008 global recession.
Yeah, man.
Could not have been found in my research in 2006 when I did that project. That's where that comes from.
Yeah, look, this is great. We're going to print them. We're going to give them to everybody. And God damn it, maybe it'll stop kids from paying $50,000 a year to get a degree in radio broadcasting, but who's to say? All I know is that everything after 27 is New Game Plus, and I want to say thank you for joining us here on Debate This. You can follow along with the arguments on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon at Debate This Cast, and on our website at debatethiscast.com. When this episode comes out, we'll be in Atlanta really soon for the Southern Fried Gaming Expo. We've got a live show there. Details are on our website by now, probably. You should come check it out.
Hopefully.
It's going to be awesome. We're going to be there, and we'll probably be at the con all day playing Commander in the hotel lobby. So come find us.
We'll probably tell you when our show is if you want to see us right now.
We actually know when it is. We got an email. We have that information. And I'll insert it in post because I'm not going to find that email right now.
Good.
Anyway, yeah, we're at Saturday, August 1st at 8:30 p.m. in the Waverly Room. Great. Okay. Also, hey, if you want more of this podcast, check out patreon.com/debatethiscast. $5 a month will get you access to our monthly Patreon exclusive feed, where we are about to watch the movie Small Soldiers, a movie that cannot have aged well. And
there's no way.
It's going to be awesome.
Starts out bad.
Check it out. You get access to the current season of our watch-along show. You can get all the episodes of Deconstructed and all the episodes of The Office Drones at patreon.com/debatethiscast.
Real quick before we jump in the ending, Office Drones is coming back. So if you haven't messed around with the Patreon, this might be a great time to do it, because we're going to jump back into season 2 of the Office Drones, and I can promise you that it will have the same energy as today's episode.
Oh, good. Perfect. Looking forward to that. Until next time, I'm Matt Cole.
I'm Andrew. My fun fact is I've been to Japan twice. Henderson.
I'm Todd. The first letter of each paragraph on the boss's page spells out HR as the actual enemy. Thomas.
And I'm Kyle. It doesn't matter how hungry you think you are, the chicken bake will give you a tummy ache. Harper.
And we're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.